It's going live now. It says we're now streaming live on YouTube, but then it also on the screen is still directing me to YouTube. So, okay, there we go.
Oh, yep, it says it says we live. All right. Yes, I can see it on. I'm logged into the YouTube channel.
Okay, it's still there.
Yeah, I see it.
All right, y'all. It's your girl Makisha with Sister Biz Global Network. Sister Biz is an accelerator for Black women entrepreneurs, and we help Black women build profitable, scalable business models. We're on YouTube, Instagram. We're on YouTube. We're on YouTube live today because, girl, child, hunty, we want to talk about this IG, Facebook is gone sort of thing. So I don't know. Is there a way to even this? We're new to the neighborhood, to the YouTube live neighborhood, so we don't even know how to tag y'all yet.
Right.
Can we tag people yet?
I don't know. I don't
even know how to do it.
Right? Nope, don't know how to do it. But this is definitely something that we're gonna have to learn how to do.
Exactly. So that's exactly what this live stream is all about. We want to talk to you about what it looks like to prepare yourself for these sorts of marketing and sales and advertising glitches that happen that are out of your control. And so what does it look like for you to diversify your marketing strategy so that no one platform on social media could ever really take you down or impact your revenues too deeply, too badly. And we also want to hear from you all on some of the pivots you've made. If you've made any today, maybe you had a marketing release or campaign that was releasing today. Maybe you had some posts that really needed to go up to market some events. So tell us in the comments what you've done. How did it impact you? And what you've done to pivot. So for us, our pivot is that we're right here on YouTube Live, but we had a whole team meeting this morning about what it looked like to pivot and to prepare and to take advantage of this moment and leverage this moment in the best ways possible. But who I have here with me today is Miss Kalia Wright from KSW Social Media, and Sister Biz member, and she is going to chat with me a little bit about exactly what I just mentioned. What are you all? What can you all do right now in the absence of Facebook and IG, and also just generally, how should you prepare for if this were to happen in the future? So, Kalia, first tell me the whole reason why I even found out they were down, because I'm not a big social media person. I do it for work, but it's not like I stay on it all day. I got the email from you. You were like ringing the alarm, like it went down. And so then I got the information from you. So heads up, if you're not signed up for KSW Social Media newsletter, you got to go onto her site, KSW. Is it KSW?
KSWsocialmedia.com.
And sign up for her newsletter because she sends great tips. She keeps you up to date on the latest research, the latest practices, the latest tips, really cool ideas on how to, build your business using social media. So that said, tell me the story about how did you even find out? What time did you find out that Facebook and IG went down?
I live on Instagram. So when I couldn't post on Instagram earlier, at first I thought it was just like my thought it was like an internet problem. And then I was like, then I couldn't get onto Facebook. And then I had a client text me and said that she was having trouble. So then I started looking on it, and then I ran to Twitter, which is so funny because I noticed that everybody, so I just searched the hashtag Instagram down because that's what the hashtag was last time. And everybody was like, oh, we're all here just to see if Twitter is down. I mean, if Instagram is down. And we were all there for the same reason. So I contacted my team like, hey, we need to put out an email and let people know, because I knew my phone was going to start blowing up eventually. And it still did. But, and then I also have someone who does really good email marketing. And I was like, You need to promote your services because people need you. Because if, like we've said in our meetings, like we don't own these platforms, and then if they go down, we don't have any way to talk to them. So that's why I always tell people who are looking for my services, like, social media management can't be your whole marketing campaign. Like, it can't just be posting on social media. One, you have to have a marketing campaign for posting. You have to have an ad budget. But then what happens when this happens? Do you have a text list? Do you have an email list? Like, those are things that need to supplement what we do.
Yeah. So it's so interesting because
Your mic.
sorry, thanks. It's so interesting because Sister Biz has been starting our journey before this happened. We have just recently started our journey to, bring in some depth and strategy um, into our what do you call it? Our email marketing strategy. So we've always done email marketing, but this year was the year where we've got to really go in and really be strategic about building our sales funnels, our drip campaigns, those sorts of things,
Right.
our regular email broadcasts, and just the different types of email newsletters and promotional emails that we would send out. So we really started building systems and structures around making sure that we could, be more effective and more frequently emailing our list in a segmented fashion, so we're not overburdening our list with emails. We also made the decision, as you know, just a few weeks ago, that we were going to really shift our focus from Facebook to LinkedIn. So
Right.
look at God. Won't he do it?
We was ahead of it. We was ahead of it, because it's funny, because when you said that you were going to get on LinkedIn, I was like, let me revive my LinkedIn page since I'm gonna be on there anyway. And I
So
started posting too.
it looks like Sheila's here. You want to surprise her and bring her in on our conversation?
Yep, let's go ahead and do it.
I hope her hair is did, because we inviting her right on into the conversation.
Right?
So for Sheila, you're gonna be like, what in the world is happening right now? But we are live on YouTube talking about the Facebook IG drama, me and Kalia. So we thought we'd invite you in. So we said we hope your hair is dead. Cause
oh my gosh, that's what I'm like. Oh Lord, I see that. I see live. This is being live streamed, and I'm like, my lip gloss. Jesus. Okay.
All right. See, Sister Biz is hooking y'all up. We got 2 marketing agencies on the line to help you think about diversifying your marketing strategies. As I mentioned, Kalia Wright with KSW Social Media is in the house. And now we got Miss Sheila Ellis Glasper calling from SEG Media Collective. So you want to definitely listen to these ladies. Sheila, we are just giving people a couple of tips about how to make sure you're leveraging this moment right now, and how to make sure you're preparing for future incidents like this. So what are your tips? What come top to mind for you?
Oh my, there's so much. Like today has just been like, I feel like it's a whole TED talk, like the whole day, because everything that's happening right now is what we preach all the time when it comes to marketing, and systems in your business, and like sustainability in your business, and everything we learn in Sister Biz as well. And so it's like, as far as tips go, I say, social media, Facebook and Insta in particular, because those are the ones that are, being called out right now. It's rented space. It's rented space, and the only thing we really own are our emails. And even that, with everything, with the changes that are going to be coming down the pipeline, people are going to have to take extra steps to verify and give permission for us to email them, which is going to make it even more difficult for your marketing. So like your email marketing, but overall, I think just having multiple tools that you're using and leveraging to market and promote and advertise your business is, at the forefront of all of our minds right now. And then just being able to have some people in your corner, like Kalia, like myself, and even like Sister Biz, to where you can be connected to people that are in the trenches doing this work all the time, to where we can help you with your strategy, because you have to have a strategy. You cannot market and promote your business without a strategy anymore. It's like, I'm out for that.
Yeah.
We can't still be winging it in 2021. Like 2020 was the time it sat us down and we had to really think about like, what are we doing? What do we want to do? And 2021 was the time where we were supposed to implement all of those lessons, and we're still not doing it. Like collectively, we're still not doing it. And I just think we need to do better. Like we can't just be, it can't just be like, oh, on Instagram, let me post this or let me go live and then sell this. And it works for some people, but a lot of times those people who are like going live and are selling you like these free ebooks or whatever, that's their strategy. They're just kind of like preying on what you don't know. You know what I mean? They're not really giving you any like implementation strategies or anything. That's what I loved about Sister B. It's like I paid for coaching before and it was more motivational speaking. It was like, yeah, you can do this. And I'm like, yeah, I know, but how? like great, thanks. So like that's what I think that that's one of the things that even like working with you, Sheila, is like it's like, yeah, you have to do all these things and then let me show you how we're going to do them. You know what I mean? It's not just like we're going to do these things. You know what I mean?
So I have a question for you guys. So I started thinking about like strategies that help you diversify your market, your approach to marketing and your marketing outcomes that that are outside of email. So, because it's natural for everybody to say, see, that's why you need your email list built, which you do. But outside of that, what are other areas of marketing where you should be thinking about, thinking about really working in those areas and boosting those areas so that they also service and support you as you try to build a client list or a revenue base?
I'm a fan of text marketing. Like email marketing is cool, but I am more. I mean, I have email lists and all those things, but I think text marketing is the best thing ever because anytime that I get a text from like Fashion Nova, I'm going to open it and see what you have, even if I don't want to buy anything. But if I get an email from Fashion Nova, I'm just going to delete
it. Okay. Tell me, while we're on the subject of text messaging, what are some tools that help you do marketing through text that you guys know about?
I think it depends on what email platform you're using, because what I like is when you can couple your email platform with your SMS platform. So it really depends on what platform you're using. Like I even have clients that use different types of tools. There are different apps on Shopify where you can coordinate your Shopify account that you already have. You already have your customers on there that have been purchasing. And I think you just need, I'm not a big fan of like using a standalone platform unless it integrates well with what you're already using. So like Shopify, there are several platforms there where you can do apps, text messaging apps. Even with your email marketing, like with Sister Biz, we use Entreport. There is an SMS, piece to that. If you use MailChimp, I know MailChimp in particular also has an SMS partnership with a company. So whatever you use, I think it just needs to be integrated.
Yeah.
Because there are so many out there.
It's so many. Yeah.
I saw this one called community.com. Have y'all heard about it?
I've never heard of that one.
It's the one that Slutty Vegan uses. And I love Slutty Vegan's text message systems and the text messages that go out. So that's the thing I will add is like, check out people who are really good at text messaging. Like Kalia says, she listens to Fashion. She gets texts from Fashion Nova. I love Slutty Vegan's text messages. So yeah, absolutely. Check out people and get into their sales funnel, their text funnel, so that you can see how they're leveraging. So what about good old in-person marketing? What kind of things can you be doing in person these days?
Yeah, heck yeah. I like literally, as you asked that question, like what else can you be doing? Like I was just having this conversation earlier with my team because I'm literally also like triage, like what do we need to be doing? We have a client that hasn't been using Twitter in forever. It's not been part of his social strategy. And we got back on there and was like, hey, we almost forgot we had a Twitter account. Like what's going on? Like, and so I say all that to say, we talked about how you can use social media to attract your ideal audience. So you're attracting them, you're engaging with them, you're conversating with them, but 9 times out of 10, that deal is going to happen outside of social media. That payment that is going to come through outside social media, that deal, that contract is going to get signed outside of social media. Like you're going to have a Zoom or a phone call or an in-person meeting to close the deal. So I think we have to think about social media in that way with our strategy. And so with all that being said, one of the things that I love is writing cards. Like, I think people underutilize like handwritten cards and stuff like that, because we just always use everything digital. But like when you get a piece of mail that somebody took time to like write a message in, that means a lot to people, and it's pretty cheap to do so. So that's something that we do sometimes, is just send handwritten cards, and it works. And I actually have clients that have kept held on to stuff like that, and I've gone to visit them in their office finally.
And it's there.
Yeah, and then it's right there on their wall, and I'm like, wow, you kept that. So yeah.
Nice. Kalia, what do you think about good old-fashioned in-person marketing?
I do think the face-to-face is better. You know what I mean? Like social media, like I know you hate when I say this, but social media is like a digital business card. It's just like, hey, I'm here. This is what I do. This is how great I am. Kind of think of like the white pages, how it used to be, like, when you're searching for something. But in person is when people really get to know, like, do I like this person? Do I want to work with them? You know what I mean? Like Sheila said, let's get on the phone, let's get on Zoom, let's go to brunch, all of those things. And we have those freedoms as entrepreneurs to meet wherever we want to. So, and I don't think we do that enough. We're just like, oh, let's hop on a call, let's hop on Zoom. And I think it's more effective if you're like really in person with someone, because you want to interview them just as much as they're interviewing you.
Okay, last question. So for those of us who are, for color girls who are exploring, no, for those of us who are, wondering what platform to shift to if we're trying to make that move or add to our, our list of platforms we market from, how do you know whether you should go to Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest, or Clubhouse or somewhere else? Like what are the things you need to think about to make that decision for your business?
Well, what are you trying to do? So like, I think for Twitter, it's like, are you trying to get people to buy into the person? Then you need to be on Twitter and need to show your personality. LinkedIn, I feel like it's like, you want to make sure that like, you want to show people that you're the smartest in the room. LinkedIn is the place for that,
Really?
And yeah, I think that that's the best for LinkedIn. It's just like, hey, I know all the things. Look at me. That's what LinkedIn is. That's your resume, So that's how I kind of tell clients, if they're like, if I need to be on Twitter or if I need to be on LinkedIn. And then Pinterest, if you're more of a creative type of person, if you are a photographer, even if you're just, selling an image, Pinterest is more for that. If you have like really pretty things that are inspiring people to do something.
That's cool.
I mean, I think that ultimately you should not try to be in all places. Because what I always tell people is to pick two primary platforms, and then the other platforms you can kind of experiment with and or try to maybe leverage. So for instance, we have some clients that are heavy on Facebook and Insta, and we've leveraged Instagram Reels. Therefore, now we use those with TikTok because they're the short videos. So then we can kind of leverage those Instagram Reels over on TikTok and see how they've done. We have a client that has a pretty low following on Instagram, and we posted a reel on there. It got like a couple hundred views. We took that same video, posted it on TikTok. They got 26,000 views. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, I like to use the other platforms to experiment with. And then sometimes it'll show you like, hey, maybe this platform is better, but you got to have your primary platforms. And you have to also understand your customer or your ideal client and understand where they're hanging out, where are they spending most of their time, so that you can be there in front of them. And then, like I said, that's how you choose your primary platforms. Because even for us, we can't manage all the different platforms for clients unless they want to pay the cost of managing all the platforms, because we have to allocate time to engage and strategize and create content, especially for all of the different platforms, so to be effective. So even if you're doing it yourself or you hire an agency, you still have to pick your primary platforms.
It feels to me like LinkedIn has more credibility for business related content. But I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, one of the trends that I was seeing in 2020 that they actually, all these different trend reports come out on like what the top trends are on social. And one of them was that you will see more B2c interaction on LinkedIn. And so LinkedIn was really huge and has always been really huge for B2B.
Right.
Now for B2C, it happens, because at the end of the day, in its simplest form, there are people there on LinkedIn. People buy products too, not just services. So if people see your products on there in a landscape where all they're seeing is services being promoted, then potentially your actual product may stand out. But again, it comes to your strategy and like, how are you using it? What type of content are you posting there? But yeah, LinkedIn is underutilized for a lot of people.
Definitely. Most people I know that are on LinkedIn heavy are like people who are like coaches, people who are definitely trying to sell themselves, as a service almost. And just like I said, say that they're the smartest person in the room. People who want speaking gigs and things like that. But you have to show off your expertise first.
Right. And that's why you said the smartest person in the room.
Yeah.
Idea. All right, ladies. So this is our short quick hop in. We wanted to hop in and give y'all some tips on how to think about expanding and diversifying your marketing strategies and platforms and approach, so that you are never a victim of any one strategy going down on you, especially those times when it's out of your control. Because can I just say, I don't want to talk too crazy because Facebook might come back and I don't want them to come for me. But Facebook came for me this year a little bit. Y'all came for me. And so see, I'm just saying we had to do something else. We had to think about other things. And it was a good thing that we were already on that pathway. But take it from me, I think it's definitely important for you to use opportunities like this to not wait any longer to do what we're saying. So that is all I got for y'all. I don't even know how to turn off this live.
Thank you so much.
All right. Before we get off, can y'all give them? Y'all see Seg Media is here. www.seg.media @Seg Media Collective. Make sure you follow our ladies on. Where should we tell them to follow you?
Where do I need to point?
Look, don't tell them to follow your Instagram.
Exactly. hit Seg Media up at where right now?
I am on Twitter. I just shared this, live broadcast there because I went to try to share it in my normal places, and of course I can't. So
yeah, exactly.
I'm on LinkedIn, Twitter, but more so active on Facebook and Insta.
Yeah,
cool.
Same.
And then Kalia, where can they find you during the outage?
I would like you to hit up my website and get on my email list. So KSWsocialmedia.com. I mean, I'm seeing all those things too, but let's connect in the email.
Yes. All right, y'all. Have a good rest of your day. Keep us posted, put in the comments and let us know how this time is impacting you, what changes you're making, how are you pivoting, how are you leveraging this moment, and stay tuned because trust, we're going to have some more YouTube lives and YouTube videos coming your way this year, and you can also find Sister